Good morning. A bit of a game going on about midday, I think. Let's take a look, shall we? Welcome back to Rearguard Wrexham. My name is Steve Jones. Well, here we are again. Good to have you with us this weekend. Hope you're enjoying your weekend and I find you well. So, the lads and lasses are probably on the way by now for the 1 hour 40 trip, probably about between 70 and 80 miles, depending where you leave, which bit of Wrexham you're leaving from, to the fair city of Birmingham. Apologies for this being so late. My laptop threw a wobbly last night. I was going to do it last night and all I'd written suddenly disappeared. So I've had to do a very, very quick rewrite this morning. So it doesn't include everything that I normally do. So Birmingham, founded in 1875 as Small Heath Alliance, making them the 10th oldest club in the EFL Football League rankings. Renamed Small Heath in 1888. Then changed again to Birmingham in 1905, and with city status granted, they added the city in 1943. St Andrews has been their home since 1906, and their most successful period was in the 50s and 60s, that I can find anyway. Sixth in the First Division in 55-56. The 1956 FA Cup finalists. And they've also played in a tournament I've never really heard of, the Intercities Fairs Cup. They've been in that twice, and as such were the first English club to reach a major European final. I'll have to have a look into that one. Never heard of it. Not taking it away. League Cup winners in 1963 and 2011, and whilst in the third tier, won the Football League trophy twice. Now, 37 times before today, we've played Birmingham City, winning 12 of them, drawing 9, losing 16, with 56 goals for and 71 against. Excuse me. Right, last 6 for both sides. For Birmingham, lost 1, drawn, lost, 4 points. For Wrexham, lost 1, drawn, lost 7 points, so neither really in scintillating form at the moment. Plus we've got the slight annihilation to get over, shall we say. There's no other word for it. It was one. Now, going back in history, we've met many times between 1899 and 1921 in the Birmingham and District Leagues. This was Wrexham's first foray into league football in the Birmingham and District Leagues, as I can find. I'll be corrected. So obviously our paths crossed many times whilst in that league, but we also met in the FA Cup in 1928. But the first Football League meeting I can find, Saturday, October the 13th, 1979, when Birmingham rocked up at the racecourse to play Alvin Griffiths' side. 13,693 were in attendance that day, with 3,000 from Birmingham, to watch a 1-0 Wrexham win. Dixie doing the business from the penalty spot on 84 minutes. And of course we last met in October last year at the racecourse, that 8 p.m. kickoff. 10,669 were there, 1287 from Birmingham. As I said, it's a 1-1 draw. George Dobson opening the scoring for Wrexham on the 13th, only for Patrick Roberts to equalise just into the second half on 46. A game that we really should have won. That was definitely, that was points dropped, most definitely. But what will be, will be. 54 players have played for both clubs. Quite a few goalkeepers, which will be mentioned in this short list. Delia Adebola, Kemi Augustine, Kevin Bremner, goalkeeper Lee Camp, Frank Carradus, goalkeeper Kev Dearden, Matt Derbyshire, goalkeeper Ben Foster, Steve Fox, Howard Gale, David Giles, Barry Horn, Brian Hughes, who of course joined Birmingham, and the finances received from Birmingham for Yoz built Colliers Park, of course. Goalkeeper Andy Marriott, super sub John Paskin, John Roberts, Dan Scar from the current crop, and one I was fully and totally and utterly unaware of, Mike Sturridge, who is the father of ex-Liverpool striker Daniel. Right, on this day is a little bit different. A couple of quite big games on this day, but not this day, the 10th. And they're both games that really need mentioning in dispatches. 2005, Wrexham were in a whole world of hurt. Administration, the whole 9 yards. But on the pitch, the lads were still doing the business to a degree and got themselves into the LDV final, which, because Wembley was being rebuilt, was held at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. So on that side, it really did line up. Could a Welsh club win their first major trophy in Wales? One problem that we had, we were up against the Southend side, who were on a phenomenal run of form. So really the odds were against us. I remember I was in the middle tier, not far from the middle. So I could see both screens in the Millennium there, high up on each end. I looked at one, and just as the players came out, Dennis Smith, Sir Dennis of this parish, was standing there at the front in his blue suit with his little yellow daffodil in his lapel, and he was the proudest man you could find anywhere. The look on his face was one I'll never forget. Anyway, he led the lads out to face Southend. I just mentioned him in the play for both there. Ben Foster had a game he will probably never forget. If we went anywhere near him, it was his. He caught it, he held it, he had a phenomenal game. And because Wrexham captain's dad, Sir Alex, was there on that, I'm pretty sure on the back of that and other performances for Wrexham, Ben ended up going to Manchester United. Anyway, into extra time we go. Cometh the man, cometh the hour. The Spanish goal scored in sensation. Juan Ugarte scored first on 99 minutes, only for the aforementioned Darren to win for us, and the second one in 118. There's about 18,000 Wrexham fans there that day, and you can imagine the joy was unknown. It was fantastic. It was brilliant to see, brilliant to witness. Plus, of course, being a Welsh club winning the first major trophy on Welsh soil made it a little bit more special. Now, fast forward to 2023. I'm going to use his phrase here. The wonderful Adam Summerton, commentator extraordinaire. The game for the ages. And I noticed quite a few other columns have picked up on it now. They're using it as well. Played Notts County. We knew what we had to do. But it was very intriguing. It was a fantastic game of football. Obviously, I'm still in place at this point, so I have to be really on it. So, Bostock, fantastic. It was a fantastic free kick, don't get me wrong. Was it a free kick to get him into that position? I don't think so. He made the most, the man made the most of it. Anyway, it was a phenomenal finish, just on the cusp of half time. But I failed to remember, I think I was with Dav. Or maybe it was Evan. Anyway, I remember who turned and said, I'm absolutely not concerned about this, we've got it. Anyway, we all know where it went from there. We all know at the end of it, I'm not going to bore it, we've all watched it a million times. And it all came down to the man I've just mentioned, Super Ben Foster in goal, one of the best penalty saves, in my opinion, you'll ever see. To save it initially with his lower hand and then palm it away with his upper hand, phenomenal piece of keeping. But I've mentioned this in a couple of interviews I did with Carl from Welsh Speech, so I think I mentioned it with Matt as well on Race Course Ramble. That penalty should not have been taken. You can clearly hear the referee blow his whistle, and then their man picked the ball up and respot it after the whistle had been blown. It should never have carried on. But what will be, will be. So those were on this day-ish, but on this actual day, the 12th. Not a great deal to report, actually. I've had to go quite a bit back to get some reasonable sort of results. 2014, 3-0 home win against Nuneaton. 2003, you can see where I'm going here. 3-2 home win, Bristol Rovers. 1997, big space in here. Away win at Shrewsbury. 1993, 2-3 away win Chesterfield. Yet the stats say we've played 38, won 15, drawn 9, lost 14. But and 56 for and against, so 0 goal difference. It's a strange one this day. Players we've signed on this day: Cam Green. I like Cam Green, great little player. Excuse me, rotten cold. Signed in 2021, and we go back in time again. 3 signings in 1940: Laurie Cohen, Jackie Martin, and William Radford, I think it is, I can't read me writing, and George Simmons in 1945. And happy birthday today to Steve Hopkins, I remember the name, 1946. Martin Lane, who was one of the very few to cross the divide from Wrexham Chester, centre half. He's 65 today. Of course, much is said, or much is made in the on the TV and in the press about owners. Of course, we all know Tom Wagner and Mr. Brady are in the helm at Birmingham. Been there since about 2023. Wagner, I think, and Brady a little bit after. And of course, the comparisons are always met with Rob and Ryan. That's just a sideshow for Sky and others. On the pitch is really what matters. I think we're going to prevail today. I will be watching, obviously. I'm going to go for quite a healthy win today. I think 3-1. Neither of us are pulling up trees, but I think because the lads will want to put the 5-1 defeat right, I think they're really going to be on it. But that 12th man is going to be vital today. You've really got to get behind the lads and make all the noise you can. Ignore the clowns around you that throw things at you. They're not worth it. Stewards there can't pick on their own. They'd sooner pick on everybody else's. So just look after yourselves and bring the points on. That's all I ask of you. But it was an interesting day on the results front yesterday. So really, the playoffs are still absolutely wide open. You know, who'd have thought that Coventry weren't winning the league yesterday, getting a 0-0 against Wednesday. There we are. I watched the Ipswich Norwich game. That was a good contest, that, to be fair. Something you don't see very often, a sub getting subbed. But his head he was out of control. Adrenaline, mad on it. But yeah, it was a good game of football. Enjoyed it. If we get the same today, I'll be more than happy. So take care while you're on the way down. Be careful where you park your cars. You might find your headlights and taillights and everything else missing when you come back. And that's not being slanderous. That's an absolute fact. And bring the points home. In the meantime, I'll mop up on this probably in the morning because I'm on afternoons this week, so I'll get a bit of chance to do it in the morning. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And in the meantime, I will indeed see you later.